Let's begin the new lesson of Science 2. Lesson number 6, Classification of Plants. The table which you now see on the screen is showing the classification of living organisms into 5 kingdoms. This 5 kingdom classification is done by scientist Robert Whittaker in the year 1969. This 5 kingdom classification we already studied last year. Just take a quick revision of it. All living organisms are classified into 2 groups, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic, the living organisms are made up of cells. If the cells present in the living organism is having underdeveloped nucleus, they are grouped under heading prokaryotic. Pro means underdeveloped and karyot means nucleus. The first kingdom is kingdom Monera, which include all prokaryotic living organisms. Eukaryotic living organisms, the living organisms in which inside the cell the nucleus is well developed. The nucleus is having a nuclear membrane and the organelles, cell organelles are also present, are grouped under second heading eukaryotic. Now, some of the eukaryotic living organisms are unicellular and some are multicellular. So, eukaryotic living organisms having unicellular structure made up of only one cell are grouped under second kingdom, kingdom Protista. Multicellular organisms are classified based on presence or absence of cell wall. It is the extra protective covering present on the outermost layer cell membrane. Now, some of the multicellular living organisms are with cell wall and in some organism the cell wall is absent. So, multicellular organisms without cell wall are grouped under the third kingdom, kingdom Animalia. Multicellular animals with cell wall again classified under 2 headings, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs are the living organisms that can prepare their own food by photosynthesis because chlorophyll is present in it. Kingdom Plantae is the next group made by Whittaker. All these organisms, all the plants included under kingdom Plantae are autotrophic in nature. The second group of multicellular organisms with cell wall, they are without chlorophyll present in it. They do not perform photosynthesis. They depend on others for their food, so they are grouped under heading heterotrophs. And these heterotrophic multicellular organisms are included in the next kingdom, that is kingdom Fungi. So this is how the 5 kingdom classification is made by Robert Whittaker. Kingdom Monera, Protista, Plantae, Fungi and kingdom Animalia. Out of these 5 kingdoms, kingdom Monera, Protista and Fungi we have already studied last year in 8th standard. This year we are going to study the classification of kingdom Plantae. And next year for 10th standard we will study the classification of kingdom Animalia. For the time being, let's concentrate on kingdom Plantae. Now, what are the different bases or criterias used for classification of plants? So here are the few points. First one, presence or absence of organs. कुछ organs प्लांट्स में प्रेजेंट है और कुछ प्लांट्स में वही ऑर्गन्स एब्सेंट है, तो उनके प्रेजेंट और एब्सेंट ऑर्गन्स के आधार पे हम प्लांट्स को क्लासिफाई कर सकते हैं. वी कैन क्लासिफाई द प्लांट्स बेस्ड ऑन प्रेजेंस और एब्सेंस ऑफ एन ऑर्गन. सेकेंड पॉइंट, presence or absence of separate conducting tissues for carrying food and water. In previous standard, each standard we have studied that there are two different types of vessels or tissues present in the plant for carrying food and water. Xylem, which carries water, and phloem, which carries food. So whether these conducting tissues, xylem and phloem, are present or absent in that plant, based on that, again plants can be classified into two groups, vascular and non-vascular. Vascular in the sense the conducting tissues, xylem and phloem, are present, and non-vascular means the tissues, conducting tissues, xylem and phloem, for carrying food and water are absent in them. The third criteria is presence or absence of seed in the plants. Some plants may have seed, some plants may not have seeds. So based on that, the plants can be classified. The fourth criteria, if the seeds are present, whether the seeds are enclosed inside the fruit or the seeds are naked. So based on that also the plants can be classified. And the fifth important point, number of cotyledons present in the seeds, 1 or 2. Based on this criteria also plants can be classified. For example, maize, seeds of maize and seeds of beans, if soaked in water for few hours and then if we apply pressure on it, the maize seed will not going to divide into two equal halves because there is only one cotyledon present in it. Whereas the beans or peas, if soaked in water and applied pressure on it, the pea or bean gets divided into two equal parts. Because in single seed of bean or peas, there are two cotyledons present. So based on number of cotyledons also, the plants can be grouped into two different groups. Monocots having only one cotyledon and dicots having two cotyledons. Now, who made the classification of plants first? The botanist named Eacher, who classified the kingdom plants into two kingdoms, two sub-kingdoms, cryptogams and phanerogam. Eacher नाम के botanist, a scientist who study plants. So, Eacher scientist ने सबसे पहले kingdom plantae को दो sub-kingdoms में divide किया, sub-kingdom cryptogams and sub-kingdom phanerogams. Let's study few important characteristics of these two sub-kingdoms. Sub-kingdom cryptogams. The plants which are included in sub-kingdom cryptogam reproduce by spore formation. Reproductive organs present in these plants cannot be seen. Hence they are given the name cryptogam. इन प्लांट्स के रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन्स हम नहीं देख सकते, दे आर हिडन, हेंस दे हैव गिवन द नेम सब किंगडम क्रिप्टोगैम. क्रिप्टोगैम इसका मतलब है क्रिप्टोस मीन्स हिडन एंड गैम्स मीन्स रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन्स. सो प्लांट्स दोज हु हैव hidden reproductive organs are included under subkingdom cryptogams. Second subkingdom, phanerogams. The plants included under subkingdom phanerogam have special organs or structures for reproduction, like flowers, and they produce seeds also. After reproduction, the seeds are formed which contain two parts, embryo and stored food. Embryo is very small in size, so we can observe it only with the help of microscope, and the remaining part of the seed is the food stored inside the seed for the growth of embryo. During germination, when we plant this seed into the soil, by using this stored food, the initial growth of the embryo begins. Then slowly the embryo starts forming into two parts. The upper part develops stem and the lower part develops root. So these are the two subkingdoms, cryptogams and phanerogams. How plant kingdom are further subdivided into different types by using different criteria. Let's see the table. So this is the chart representing the classification of kingdom plantae. All the plants included in the kingdom plantae are classified into two subkingdoms, cryptogams and phanerogams. Just now we have discussed the characteristics of cryptogams and phanerogams. This classification is based on presence or absence of organ. In cryptogam, the reproductive organs are hidden, or the special organs, specific structures like flowers are absent in cryptogams. Whereas in phanerogams, the plants have special structures like flowers for reproduction. Cryptogams can be of two different types. Some are vascular and some are non-vascular. Now, what is meant by vascular? Some of the plants included under subkingdom cryptogams have separate conducting tissues for conducting food and water, hence they are grouped under heading vascular. And those plants which do not have separate tissues for conducting food and water are grouped under the second heading, non-vascular. Non-vascular cryptogams are classified into two divisions, division Thallophyta and division Bryophyta. Thallophyta and Bryophyta are the two divisions which are non-vascular. They do not have separate tissues for conducting food and water. And some cryptogam plants have vascular tissues, say they have separate conducting tissues for carrying food and water, are grouped under third division, division Pteridophyta. P is silent over here. So this is how the division of subkingdom cryptogams is done. Let's move to the second part, phanerogams. Plants included in phanerogams all are vascular. All these plants are having separate tissues for conducting food and water. All phanerogams are classified into two groups, gymnosperm and angiosperm. This classification, gymnosperm and angiosperm, is done based on whether the seed is enclosed inside the fruit or the seed is without any covering. The plants which bear seeds without any covering are grouped under heading gymnosperm. Gymnos means naked and sperma means seed. Angiosperm, those phanerogam plants which have seeds enclosed inside the fruit, जिन फेनेरोगैम प्लांट्स में सीड्स फ्रूट के अंदर एनक्लोज्ड, द सीड्स आर कवर्ड विद इन द फ्रूट, आर ग्रुप्ड अंडर द सेकंड हेडिंग एंजियोस्पर्म. Angios means covered and sperma means seed. So here the seeds are covered. The next classification is done based on presence of cotyledons inside the seed. If the number of cotyledon in the seed is 1, the plants are grouped under heading monocots or monocotyledonous plant. And those plants which have seeds containing 2 cotyledons are called dicot plants or dicotyledonous plant. Now in the next part of the lesson, we are going to see the characteristic features of each of these group: Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm, Angiosperm, dicots and monocots. It is very, very interesting to know the characteristic of all these divisions. By observing the diagrams of these plants, Ulva, Chara and Spirogyra, we can easily guess the characteristics of phylum Thallophyta. The plants included in Thallophyta division are mainly grow in water. Some grow in fresh water while others in marine water. These plants do not have specific parts like root, stem, leaves and flowers. They are autotrophic because of presence of chlorophyll in it. For example, algae like Spirogyra, Chara and Ulva. Algae show great diversity. They are either unicellular or multicellular. Few examples of algae are highly microscopic. Spirogyra, Ulothrix, Ulva, Chara and Sargassum are the examples of algae. Different type of fungi such as yeast and molds which do not possess chlorophyll have also been included in this group. This is Ulva, plant belonging to phylum Thallophyta, having flat body, green in color, having chlorophyll, hence they can perform photosynthesis. It is aquatic plant. This is again the picture of Ulva. This is again another algae, Chara. It lives in water. It is also green in color. Sometimes it can form reefs underwater. This is the close view of Chara plant. This is the Spirogyra. It is made up of number of threads. If you observe one of the thread by taking on a glass slide and observe it under microscope, the structure looks like this. This is Spirogyra under microscope. This is yeast unicellular fungi, also included in Thallophyta. And this is mold, another fungus that grew on bread or decaying substance. Let's revise quickly the characteristics of plants included in division Thallophyta. The plants belonging to division Thallophyta grow mainly in water. Some may live in fresh water or some live in marine water. They do not have specific parts like root, stem, leaves or flower. Lack of tissues for carrying food and water. इन थैलोफाइटा प्लांट्स में फूड और वाटर कैरी करने के लिए स्पेशल टिश्यूज नहीं होते. Some of the plants included in Thallophyta are autotrophic in nature. They contain chlorophyll, hence they prepare their own food by photosynthesis. For example, algae. Algae have soft and fiber-like body. Some of these plants are unicellular or some are multicellular. Fungi are also included in the division Thallophyta. Fungi are not autotrophic. They do not contain chlorophyll in it. They are heterotrophic in nature. They depend on others for their food. Examples of plants included in Thallophyta: Spirogyra, Ulothrix, Ulva, Chara, Sargassum. All these are examples of algae. Also, fungi like yeast and molds are also included in the division Thallophyta. You may have seen a lush green soft carpet on the old walls, bricks, and the rocks in the rainy season. Scrape it gently with a small ruler and observe it under magnifying lens. All these are the plants included under division Bryophyta. So these are the diagrams of plants included in division Bryophyta. You can see the diagram of Funaria, Merkensia and Anthoceros. Let's write down their characteristics. The plants belonging to division Bryophyta are amphibious. We call them as amphibians of the plant kingdom because they grow in moist soil but requires water for reproduction. The plants are thalloid, multicellular and autotrophic. They reproduce by spores present inside the capsule. The structure of the plant body is long, ribbon-like and flat, without true root, stem and leaf. As you can see in the diagram, the true root, stem and leaf are absent. Instead, they have root-like structures called rhizoids, leaf-like part called leaflets, and stem-like part as stalk. The lack of specific tissue for conducting food and water. इन प्लांट्स में फूड और वाटर कैरी करने के लिए स्पेसिफिक टिश्यूज नहीं होते. एंड दीज फ्यूनारिया, रिक्सिया, मर्किनशिया, एंथोसेरोस आर एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ डिविजन ब्रायोफाइट. This plant you now see on the screen is Funaria. It belongs to division Bryophyta. This one is Merkensia. It is also grow on the moist bricks and rocks in the rainy season. This is again picture of Merkensia. You can see this is Anthoceros. Picture of Anthoceros. Let's revise quickly the characteristics of division Bryophyta. The plants which are included in Bryophyta division are called amphibians of plant kingdom because they grow on moist soil but requires water for reproduction. Most of the time, Bryophyta plants reproduce by spores. The structure of the plant is long, ribbon-like and flat. True root, stem and leaves are absent, but root-like, leaf-like and stem-like parts are present. वेल डेवलप रूट स्टेम या लीव्स इनमें एब्सेंट है, लेकिन लीफ जैसे, स्टेम जैसे और रूट जैसे दिखने वाले सिमिलर स्ट्रक्चर्स, लुक-अलाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स उनमें प्रेजेंट है. प्लांट्स इंक्लूडेड इन डिवीजन Bryophyta also lack the specific tissues for conducting food and water. These plants also do not have separate conducting tissues for carrying food and water. खाना और पानी कैरी करने के लिए इनमें सेपरेट कंडक्टिंग टिश्यूज नहीं होते. एंड हियर आर फ्यू एग्जांपल्स ऑफ डिवीजन Bryophyta: Funaria और moss, Rixia, Merkensia and Anthoceros. The diagram which you now see on the screen is the plant included in division Pteridophyta. The name of the plant is fern. It is usually an ornamental plant found in the garden. The plants like fern belongs to Pteridophyta bear well developed root, stem and leaf. You can observe it in the diagram also. But they do not bear flowers and fruits. These plants bear separate tissues for conduction of food and water also. Pteridophyta plants reproduce with the help of spores present on their posterior side. So in this diagram on the left hand side, you can see the spores present on the posterior end of the leaflet. फर्न प्लांट्स के छोटे छोटे लीफलेट्स के ऊपर स्पोर्स है, उनकी मदद से ये रिप्रोडक्शन करते हैं. Reproduction takes place in some pteridophytes with the help of asexual method, that is with the help of spores, and some pteridophyta plants reproduce sexually by means of zygote. Nephrolepis, Selaginella, Marsillia, Lycopodium, these are the some other examples of plants belongs to the division Pteridophyta. These are ferns commonly found in the garden. These plants are planted as ornamental plants in the garden. There are many different types of ferns found in nature. This one is golden Boston fern. They are shade-loving plants. These are included in the division Pteridophyta. This is Selaginella, another plant which belongs to division Pteridophyta. This is one more plant, Lycopodium, included in division Pteridophyta. This plant is also found in the garden as ornamental plant. These are few pictures of Lycopodium plant. Let's revise quickly the characteristics of division Pteridophyta. The plants included in this division have well-developed root, stem and leaf. Most of the plants included in Pteridophyta are terrestrial in nature. They grow on land and they are used as a decorative plant in garden, so they can be also called as gardening plants. They do not bear flowers and fruits. These plants bear separate tissues for conducting food and water. इन प्लांट्स में फूड और वाटर कैरी करने के लिए सेपरेट टिश्यूज प्रेजेंट है. Hence they are also called as vascular. Xylem and phloem tissues are present there for carrying food and water. Pteridophyta plants reproduce by spore formation. The spores are present on the posterior side of their leaves. उनके लीव्स के पोस्टीरियर साइड पे, पिछले हिस्से पर प्रेजेंट स्पोर्स के जरिए वो रिप्रोडक्शन करते हैं. Some plants included in division Pteridophyta perform asexual reproduction by means of spores, and some plants perform sexual reproduction by zygote formation. Let's see the examples of phylum. Let's see the examples of division Pteridophyta. Nephrolepis, Adiantum, Pteris, Marsilia, Selaginella, Equisetum and Lycopodium. These are the examples of division pteridophyte. So here the classification of sub-kingdom Cryptogam has been completed. In the next video, we'll begin the classification of sub-kingdom Phanerogams.